Good morning, Resin family. I am super excited to be bringing you this video today. And it's kind of fun because this video got its start back however many years ago when Blake Shelton and Miranda Lambert got married. Miranda Lambert did something different than most brides. She carried a brooch bouquet instead of a floral bouquet. And basically all that is some brilliant person took a bunch of brooches apart, put floral wire on the back, wrapped it with floral tape, and then wrapped it in a bouquet with silver or satin ribbon and made it look like a regular bouquet. I'll put a picture up of one so you can see what I'm talking about. Well, someone near and dear to me got married with a brooch bouquet, and after several years was ready to do something different with it. And so I have the privilege of taking it apart and turning it into a brooch flower garden, which is what we're going to do today. So I've taken all of the brooches off of their backs so they lay a little more flat. I've used some green crushed glass to simulate the grass that they're growing up out of. And there is this really fun thing that I found thanks to Elizabeth Rhodes Studios. This is from JL Glass Designs, and they are called glass stringers. And someone has just been smart enough, a glass blower, to pull the string and put it in all kinds of fun, whimsical designs. And I have taken those apart and or broken them into sections and made them the flower stems for the brooch bouquet. Now, putting this together, I worked a long time piecing all the parts together, and my camera wasn't working during that part. I'll show you where I am up to this point and how I got there, and then I'll finish it off. I'm going to put clear resin across the bottom and the middle. Actually, I'm going to put clear resin across the whole thing, and then I'm going to go back and put a second layer where I put some very light blue in another layer of resin and do it across the top third of the piece to simulate sky. And I'll probably put a few puffy clouds in there with some white pigment powder. So let me show you what I've got done so far, and then we'll take it from there. This is a window that did not have any panes in it, so it was perfect for this piece. I have a pink and blue silicone mat behind it, which is distorting a little bit, and of course the light, but you get the gist of it. And everywhere that there is a coming together of different pieces, like right here, I have laid a little triangular or a square piece that covers that up so you don't see where they come together. It just looks like a piece that's branched out. Same thing with right here. This is a piece coming off of another piece, and I'm just covering it up, making it look like the flowers are growing in all directions. This is such a fun project. And if you've got old jewelry, earrings, necklaces, any pieces and parts you can take apart and do this, it's just such fun. Now down here looks a little one-dimensional, so I've got some rocks, some very small rocks I'm going to place here and there. There's a few pieces like right here. I can't get this piece to go under the glass because of the way it curves up, and so where these pieces don't completely get covered by the crushed glass, I'm going to put a few rocks strategically placed here and there to put around them. but I'm gonna mix up some resin and do a little tweaking, and we'll come back and start pouring and see how this piece turns out. So, had a little accident while setting up the camera. The holder did not hold well and the camera fell down right in the middle of the piece. Fortunately, nothing broke. Unfortunately, everything jumped and turned around, and now I get to start again. So you get to see me put this piece together after all. So here we go. Let's redo everything I had already done and try and figure out what's what. I'm just a little frustrated in the moment because I had it just like I wanted it, mostly, and now I get to start again. So this was way more frustrating than I allowed my voice to show in the beginning. I had spent about an hour getting everything just like I wanted it. And then I spent about another hour replacing everything a second time. These glass stringers kind of go where they want to go. I mean, the way they're shaped, you just have to work with them a lot, and you'll see as this goes along, they kind of got a mind of their own sometimes, and twisting and turning so that you don't look too crowded in one area, and each piece is set where it stands out on its own. Each one of these brooches is so pretty, and you want it to shine on its own, yet have one flowing, cohesive piece. So it just takes a lot to put everything so that it flows with the shape of the glass stringer, yet isn't crowded. So it was a lot, but in the end, that's art, and that's creativity, and you just play with it and work with it until it's exactly like you want it. And I left this part of the video in to show that things don't always go perfectly when you're creating art pieces. Accidents happen, things don't go like you want. The really good news was this iPhone in a case fell on a glass window with delicate glass stringers and brooches, and there was not so much as a crack in any piece. So there's the blessing in all of it. It just was an extra hour of work, and that's okay, because what turned out is absolutely beautiful, and I'm thrilled with the piece, as you'll see when it's done. It was just a learning experience. So that's pretty close to the way I wanted everything to be. I mixed up some of my wonderful ProGlas 1000 tabletop resin. This is crystal clear resin that I absolutely love. And for you beginners, I started by putting resin in the crushed glass at the bottom, and then I covered each brooch thoroughly and let the resin run down off of it. You always want to start resining on your highest point and let it flow down to the lower points. Otherwise, you're going to have deep resin in areas where you don't want it. So always start with the highest points on your piece
and let it run down. So I used a spatula to pour it because I wanted to pour a lot at a time. And then once I got it all poured, I'm just dropping drips of alcohol ink and using a toothpick to stir and give that wispy sky look. I did not want the sky to be a focal point. And so I found this to be a good way to just give some hint of blue sky, and was happy with the way that turned out. All in all, that system worked really well. And here is the finished piece. Oh my goodness. This has got to be the favorite piece I have made of all time. So far, who knows what's next. But each piece was exactly where I wanted it to be. I color matched the glass stringers so that the lighter blue ones were with blue and the greens were with the golds and the darker colors. I just think each piece stands out beautifully, but all together it's a gorgeous, cohesive piece of work. I have put it in one of my shops for $299, and it's already generating an awful lot of buzz. I've got hooks on the back, so you can hang it if you want. You could put this piece on an easel. You could set it in an open fireplace with battery-operated candles behind it. So many ways you could display a beautiful piece like this. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it inspires you to try something new. And I hope you come back and see me again. Terri Bemis with WaterSong Creek Creations. And I'll see you next time. Thanks.